I just had a thought that I saw something on a blog talking about the Red Menace, talking about the rising, nationalist alt-right Republican. But it made me think that it's interesting that in the 50s, the Red Menace was socialism, and really now, essentially, it's still like a red menace on either side of the equation. That's got to be some sort of carefully calculated psyop manipulation that the Republicans are afraid of socialism because it's a Trojan horse for statism, whereas the left, the socialists and the Democrats, especially nowadays with like the whole Russian scare, it's like the Red Menace is to them is the alt-right, is republicanism, and also it's Russians, whom I believe also are symbolized by red to some capacity. So that's interesting. That's probably some kind of carefully calculated, like, subconscious psyop. Like Michael Zarian Michael Zarian would have a field day with that, except that these days he kind of is unfairly alt-right. He used to be more kind of like a centrist, but now he's pretty alt-right. But I don't know. I've speaking of Zarian and Maxwell, and I think if you study the tarot cards, and I think I've heard this elsewhere, talking about the symbolism of colors, and red is typically symbolized with passion, and I think Jay Dyer was also talking about this when he was talking about Twin Peaks, the occult symbolism of Twin Peaks. So red is basically passion. So it's interesting to think, like, back in the anti-communist days, it could be seen as like the socialists. It mirrors kind of what's happening now in some ways, in many ways actually. Whereas the socialists were identified by red, and they were very passionate about their political beliefs, almost to the extent of being like radical. I mean, they were radical, so they were heavily passionate, red. And then the Republicans at the time, who are identified by the color red, also, ironically, were equally passionate in their hatred and their opposition to socialism. So it's a mirror of what's happening today. Basically the same thing is happening. That socialism is on the rise. The democratic liberalism has shifted from the far left to socialism, Bernie Sanders, and to a lesser degree, Jill Stein. And just overall the ideology, the political it's all mixed in with political correctness and yada yada yada. And they're very impassionate. They're almost ridiculous, to a ridiculously radical point. Heightened tension, fire, extremes, extremely passionate, riots in the street, sort of shit. Protests. And the right wing, equally as passionate in opposition to all that, but they do a lot more trolling. Really, there's trolling on both sides, honestly, but they do a lot of it. They try to sort of just try to irk political correctness and things like that. So what we see is just it's just red. Everything is red, and it's interesting. Like if you come at it from like a religious perspective, Christian or otherwise, red is satanic. Again, with the fire energy, it's and oftentimes passion. People can be blinded by their own passion. It can lead them to do bad things. If someone is like overtaken by extreme anger. They're extremely red, fired up. You know, they can do before they're so heightened with anger. Like I was watching Twin Peaks the other day, and one character. Hey, what's up, kitty? Say hi to my cat.
Hey, what's up, Mazzy? How you doing?
Anyway, one character in it, and red. There's a lot of red that comes up periodically in Twin Peaks, and it's always usually associated with like some kind of extreme of passion. And there's one in the last episode. You know, the character was like so extremely angry that she was just like her mind. She just, in her fit of anger to try to like kill her cheating ex-boyfriend. She was probably on drugs too. She almost accidentally like killed her mom in the process, and like shot a gun through a door trying to get to her cheating boyfriend. And so, and afterwards he was just like, I can't believe I did that, you know, because anger, extremes of emotion, extremes of passion, anger especially, can heighten us up to the point where we just become blind and we don't know what we're doing. And that's why symbolically or realistically it's often associated with evil, with Satanism, things like that. Whether that stuff exists or not, it's at least symbolically associated with it, because you know, it's you can be so blinded with passion that you become myopic to the whole truth, the truth is somewhere in the middle. It comes from the totality, from the universal combination of all opposites, yin yang. And a lot of times the passion of fire, of red, can blind us to that. And so if you take that into perspective and see what's going on now and what went on in the 50s, and it's probably been associated with other movements in the past as well, it's just like blind tribalistic passion, anger and fury. It makes us myopic. It puts myopic blinders on our eyes, so we don't see completely, you know, what the truth is. The truth being that, like, we need each other. We need the union of all opposites. We shouldn't be warring with each other. But try to tell it to people in this ultra tribalistic mindset that people fall into. It's a shame.
Hey, what is up? If you like this video, why don't you fucking subscribe, man? It's the least you could do. Let's subscribe, like right here in the middle. I'm playing it like a keyboard. Yibba dabba dabba dibba ding ding dabba dim dam doo shibba dabba dabba dib doo. So yeah, I mean, I got all kinds of stuff on here. I'm not a one-trick pony. I'm pretty much like a multifaceted, like 12-head pony. You know, some sort of weird Greek monster. So yeah, you know, you should totally subscribe. Like I said, right here in the middle. And I got all kinds of stuff. I got music videos, I got performances, I got discussions on conspiracy theories, I got discussions on cool TV shows like Twin Peaks. I also do skits. You know, sometimes I do music reviews when I'm feeling inclined. Knock, 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 knock. I don't know, I just felt like doing that voice for no reason. Because basically, like I said, I feel like I do what I want. I do what I want. I do what I fucking want. So won't you subscribe right here in the middle? Why don't you check out this video? I don't know which one it is. It's a cool video. And here, a video right here. And again, subscribe right here, motherfucker. Damn!